my sisters and brothers in the Lord, all the distinguished participants of this conference. As President of the Ateneo de Davao, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to this conference on artisanal and small-scale mining, or ASM. There have been those who have said Ateneo de Davao is against mining in the Philippines. Those, however, who have cared enough to read our position papers on this understand that this is not entirely accurate. We are against mining in the Philippines under the current policy environment defined by the Philippine Mining Act of 1995, which forms the legal basis for the current administration's Executive Order number 79. Under this policy regime, the large-scale miners like to characterize themselves as the legal miners and tend to heap all manner of opprobrium on small-scale miners for their illegality and their negative impact on the environment. We know of cases in Mindanao, however, where legal miners have undertaken steps to eliminate small-scale miners illegally, sometimes with the incredible participation of the Philippine military. We also know of the recent PhilEx tailings spill, which has caused the absolutely worst environmental disaster in the history of the Philippines. Legality in mining, apparently, is the servant of pragmatism rather than of morality. It is the servant of the interests of capital rather than of the environment. It is official entitlement to exploit limited mineral resources versus a host of small miners who assert themselves as entitled to share in the wealth of minerals by virtue of their poverty and their own sweat and blood in the mines. Following the celebrated insights of Justice Antonio Carpio in the Labugal-Blaan Association case, large-scale mining is seen to ship mineral wealth out of the country with the people's participation in the minerals themselves, quote, from 0 to nil, close quote. Small-scale mining, however, in fact, favors the local lords of mining through the managed exploitation of the poor. The problems related to small-scale and artisanal mining are anything but small-scale. That can already be gleaned from recent newspaper articles describing how government today is in a quandary as to whether to tax or not tax one of the major products of small-scale mining, namely gold. The tax apparently encourages the lords of the mines to smuggle their gold out of the country rather than sell it to central bank where it would better serve the Filipino people. Considering that the collective production of small-scale mining thoroughly outstrips the production of large-scale mining, that is a problem indeed. It is a genuine quagmire in which government must consider removing the legal tax on gold to attract the illegal miners, to favor the Filipino people and not foreigners with their mined gold that, according to the Constitution, originally belongs to the Filipino people. Not too long ago, I had opportunity with the other presidents of the Ateneos to discuss the problem of mining with the President of the Philippines, Benigno Aquino III. He said it was probably not possible to ban mining in the Philippines absolutely, and that the problems related to illegal mining must be solved. I said, if mining is necessary for the welfare of the Filipino people, it would be rash to conclude that it would need to be done by large-scale miners who are legal, but whose environmental impact is humongous and possibly immoral. I told him that if the problems related to small-scale mining are related to their negative impact on the environment, there are new technologies in the world today that would mitigate or lessen that impact. That is part of the reason why we are having this conference and why we welcome especially our keynote speaker from Canada, Master Engineer Adrian Daniel, with our co-sponsors, Panalipdan and Afrim. We welcome all who have come for this conference. There are, of course, more problems related to small-scale and artisanal mining than just their environmental impact. There are questions related to human beings in the mines, qualifications for work, safety, social security, culture, awareness of human and legal rights. There are questions related to technology, the recovery rates of the minerals from the ore, the use of toxic mercury or substitutes for mercury, and how the products and waste products of mines are handled. There is the question of how small is small, and the very delicate question of who really benefits from the small-scale mines. In the world, the International Labour Organization estimates that there are some 13 million people worldwide engaged directly in small-scale mining activities, affecting the livelihood of an additional 80 to 100 million people. In the Philippines, the estimated number of people in artisanal and small-scale mining is an estimated 185,000. These 185,000, however, are responsible for 70% of the mining output of our country today. Towards making a contribution to how artisanal and small-scale mining must be properly understood, regulated, and organized for the common good, we have organized this conference. I thank all of you who have come to participate in it. I welcome all of you, especially those from among you who are artisanal and small-scale miners yourselves. May the Lord, the Almighty One, bless us with a fruitful meeting. Good morning to you all.